What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going over the price action on NQ for Friday, December 5. Let's get right into the action. So it's the end of another trading week. No trades for me yesterday. Didn't get a chance to take any trades, but I think it was a good trading day, you know. So looking at the price action on NASDAQ 100, so we finally broke above, took out these highs, tapped into this fair value gap clearly. So Friday is another buy day. So next week now we're going to have this high drop off, this candle drop off. So yeah, man, another buy day. Clean, barely closed above the previous day high, but still a close. Let me see what the rest of indices look like. Not looking at the price action now. This is US 500 and this is US 30. So US 30 only came up and ran the previous daily high. We're inside this premium level because it's been a bit stronger than the NASDAQ. We're already inside this order block, but we didn't close above the previous daily high. However, the weekly candle closed above the previous weekly high. But this thing has been stronger because even the monthly candle closed bullish last time as opposed to Nasdaq and S&P 500. So monthly candle is still not back above the previous monthly high. Well, the previous monthly high would have been here. Yeah, man. So going down to the lower time frame now. This is what the action look like. So for the weekly profile, so Monday farm the low of the week, Tuesday continued buying, Wednesday continued buying, Thursday but a little pullback, then we ran the previous daily high as well, and Friday farmed the high of the week. So just classic buy week, just a bit choppy, you know. Most of it is inside of a range. So it's all of this range right here is this week's action. So let's look at US 500. Still loading up the data. The US 500 is the same thing. Looking at US 30 is the same thing. So same type of action, stuck inside as pretty much a weekly range. So that is how the week ended. Let's go over the lower time frame. I'll skip the 1 hour time frame. 15-minute looks a bit choppy. I woke up in London session for a short while. So this is the action. Let me see if I can refresh this template. Hopefully it doesn't mess up. Alright, so woke up in London session. We actually went right up here after we opened, because I think I took some buys here from the previous year. Yeah, when I took some buys, it came down to stop me out, break even, and the remainder. Then we traded back down and ran right up. So the previous the previous day gap right here. We traded down below it and then we just started buying for the whole of Asian session. So Asian went all the way up, London a bit of a choppy price action consolidate before we roll over, come back down in New York, and then we got a nice little explosion to the upside before coming back down to the mean. So close pretty flat, even though it's bullish, close pretty flat. Close above where we open from the overnight session, but where we open for New York, just a little bit higher than that we close. So let's get into the opportunities for the day. If you look at this chart, it looks a bit messy, but let me not even mess with that one. Let me just use the 5 minute, the 5 minute and this chart. All right. So like I said, it's not even showing me. Is this the correct midnight open? No. Let me go to trading view. All right. So like I said, in Asia, we just traded up, got a few buy opportunities. Could have entered in during the macros, but I think I was watching this thing, but it just broke out and I decided not to chase it. Gave us a little pullback here. I was going to take a sell, but decided not to. So I just left it and I went to bed somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. I think I went to bed. So this was a nice little buy opportunity. Actually, it's this fair value gap here. So looking at that, the 950 to 1010 macro could have given us a buy as well as the 1050. Where is 1050? 1050 to 1110 macro gave us another entry right there for some buys. So those were the opportunities really in Asia from the midnight open, and then now we just came back down right here. Let me see. Bit of a consolidation there. The real session started around here. Bit of a choppy price action during this macro. So we had this first one 1150 to 1. Which one is this? Yeah, 1250 to 110 macro here. Then we had here the 133 to 2 o'clock macro. So these are the ICT macros for the London session open, and that is when we had some beautiful price action, some volume coming into the market. So this is actually farming a market maker sell model right here on this time frame when you zoom out to look at it, but it's kind of choppy. So we went up, came back down. You could have taken some sales inside these candles. Let me look at the futures and see if it's a little bit cleaner with the candles. Pretty much the same thing. Yeah, because the volume is low in the overnight session, so that's why we have so many gaps and all of that. So traded up, come back down, traded pretty much sideways. It's a tight range that we maintain. So from the higher the range, this is to the low, pretty much about a 50-point range. You know, for some scalps, if you're on a nice little zero spread account, or if you're trading the futures, but if you're using FTM or one of those prop firms, then it's not so easy to enter on the 1 minute. So this macro around 7 a.m. in the morning gave us the sell off. So 7 a.m. gave us the sell off coming all the around to 9. Then 9 we got the 9 a.m. we got the low of the day. So this macro 8:50 to 9:10 mark it out. I think I'm going to remove this. So this is still in the overnight session, but this would have been the low of the day. So right inside here we could get an entry, or inside this fair value gap, whichever one. Any one of these would have been valid. Enter here and targeting the highs, and from that move right there could have gotten over 200 points. Yeah, man. So 200 points to this high, 250 points to this high, with opportunities to I think I deleted the indicator. Yeah. So let me remove this. Yeah, man. Opportunities to re-enter. So the 9:30 open on NY caused us to run up, came back down, and then we continued higher. Now the 10 a.m. candle started around here. So no pullback on the 10 a.m. candle before we went higher. Then now this would have flipped the bias into a sell because there's no bullish wick on this 10 a.m. candle if I'm looking at it like that. So I need to find the 4-hour chart and the 10 a.m. Hold on. All right, so I was just looking at the 10 a.m. candle and it didn't have a wick on it. So the 4-hour candle for 10 a.m. didn't form the wick until all the way down here. So this would have been a continuation buy for a scalp, but not the cleanest of entries here unless you use this fair value gap. We sold off again. So because it's such a choppy price action, we came back down into this level down here. So this macro would have been 1050 to 1110 macro to send us lower. Then we got another buy opportunity during lunchtime here, but it's just choppy. It's just choppy. So unless you're scalping on the lower time frame, you can be caught on the wrong side of these markets. So coming down, then we came back up. So lunchtime macro 1250 to 12 what is this 1210 to 1240 macro. This is the lunchtime macro. Sold off, then we bought inside the last couple minutes. Consolidation in the 1250 to 110 macro here before we going into the PM session. So New York PM start around 1:30, and then now the 2 PM silver bullet is right around here, but it's really just consolidation. Traded up When these internal highs come down, come back up, and it's just consolidating throughout the day. So the best move took place inside of this run right here. So the best macro to trade would have been 750, 850 to 910 macro gave us to buy. And that would have been the most lucrative trade for the day. And you could have ended the day there after a 250 point run. But nevertheless, that is how trading goes. Didn't take any opportunities yesterday during the time at work. So we will see what we get going into next week. But that is it for today's video. I will catch you guys on the next one.